Johnny Depp is filthy, crazy rich.
How much money does he actually spend a month?
We'll find out next on Men Are So Smart. So here's how Johnny Depp spends $2 million a month.
$2 million a month.
When Johnny has a good year, he makes a fortune. In 2016, he raked in $48 million. But an ongoing legal battle between Depp and the management group reveals the star also spends a bundle on an extravagant lifestyle, as much as $2 million a month, according to a recent episode of CNBC's The Filthy Rich Guide, which explores the issue.
In January of 2017, Depp allegedly mismanaged his finances, costing him millions of dollars. TMG counterclaimed that Depp dug himself into a financial hole despite warnings from advisors. Here's a few of the things that constitute Depp's monthly bills according to the lawsuit.
All right.
$30,000 a month on wine. Yeah. $300,000 a month on staff, including 40 full-time employees.
Well, and benefits.
Yeah. $150,000 on security for himself and his family, and $200,000 for a private jet.
So he spends $200,000 a month on a private jet.
Yeah. I can't even imagine. He's also been known to splurge big.
Oh!
Yeah. He spent $75 million to buy and furnish 14 residences, including an entire village in France.
I got me one empty.
He's now trying to unload the town, which features a church, a restaurant, and several houses, for $63 million.
Depp also purchased an entire chain of islands in the Bahamas for $3.6 million. That was back in 2004.
That seems like a deal to me.
Yeah. 3 years later, he closed on 5 separate penthouses in the same LA building for a collective $7.2 million. He put those properties back on the market in 2016 for $12.7 million. He's got some money floating around here.
Kind of shrewd. He's a shrewd businessman. One of his craziest purchases proves even more impractical than the French village. To fulfill a final wish of his late friend, writer, and journalist Hunter S. Thompson, who died in 2005, Depp spent $3 million to blast Thompson's ashes from a custom-built cannon. The affair also included fireworks, live music, and a host of celebrity guests.
That sounds like a Bill McAnally racing event. Excessive? You be the judge.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. You know, if you got it, flaunt it. If you flaunt it, well, it's going to cost you some money.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, and speaking of entertainment news, Dukes of Hazzard fame star Tom Wopat, who was arrested last month for felony indecent assault, is reportedly facing a slew of new charges stemming from an incident involving an underage co-star. Uh-oh.
Oh, that's
what
not
my grandson
good.
says. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, Chongo. The ex-TV star, who is now 65 years old, stands accused of poking a 60-year-old crop-top sporting actress in the stomach with his finger during rehearsal for 42nd Street.
Maybe he was just pointing out you are here.
Could be.
On 42nd Street.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, now I'm sure those charges will be dropped. He followed up the poking by saying, "I'm a creepy old man. You're really talented and really cute." That does sound creepy, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'm a little creeped out myself. The documents also allege that shortly after, Wopat struck the teens behind with his script and said, "Nice butt."
Yeah.
After he was warned that the girl was underage by an adult on the set, he responded, "Don't worry, because my wife is 17 younger than me, so I'm good."
Well, that makes it okay.
Yeah.
He pleaded not guilty during his arraignment last month. These incidents have the actor facing a new indecent assault and battery charge, plus 2 additional charges, accosting and annoying.
Those are two pretty good adjectives.
I
don't
think
you
that goes without saying. Yeah.
The legal trouble comes 1 month after Wopat was arrested in Waltham, Massachusetts, for allegedly grabbing the buttocks of a female co-star during rehearsals for the production. It seems like he's obsessed with butts.
I'm seeing a pattern here.
Yeah. He denied ever touching the woman, and when confronted with the groping allegations on set, he responded, "F them all."
Well, I think that's a pretty good response. That's obviously he's not guilty.
That pretty much sums up the story right there. His reps also maintained that Wopat firmly denies the assault allegations and was keeping faith that the truth will be revealed and his good name restored. You know, Daisy Duke in those shorts.
That's probably what got him started.
I think so.
That
was the precursor.
Yeah.
See, here's the thing. Just because you're 65 doesn't mean you can be a creepy old man.
If that were true, I'd look forward to the next 5 years.
You're 60, right?
Yes.
I'm 58. And I guess what I'm saying is there's a generational thing here between what was acceptable then versus what is acceptable now. And I'll give you the perfect example, the TV show All in the Family.
Ah, yes.
Back then, anything would go. You could do jokes about Jewish people. You could do jokes about black people. Archie Bunker would do jokes about Polish people. And I'm Polish, and I laughed as hard as anybody else. But that was then.
Yeah. And he's like so condescending to women.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And, wow, now you better not go there.
Yeah.
A lot of things have changed.
And I think maybe Wopat may be right on the cusp of between us and him.
He's this generation's Archie Bunker.
Yeah.
Sounds like.
Or the last of.
Yeah.
Of the dying breed.
Well, I know, having worked in a large county department, you can't do anything like that. You have to watch everything you say. Nothing that can be taken out of context can ever be spoken. They're very concerned, obviously, of losing money over sexual harassment and what have you. So you just learn that there are appropriate things you can say and there are inappropriate things that you shouldn't say.
Do you think we've gone too far, though, Ronnie?
The pendulum has swung a little bit further than its intended path. And there are plenty of sexual harassment suits that get tossed out every day. The intent has to be harmful. So if you're saying something, but what Mr. Wopat is saying here is the intent is there. He's just saying it. He's not sugarcoating it. He's not trying to cover it up. He just says nice butt and that's it.
Two things here. When I worked for a corporation back several years ago, each year as part of management, you would have to take an online course on sexual harassment.
Yep.
And you had to pass it.
Yep.
And they make it so obvious for you to be able to get the right answer that I'm not quite sure you really learn anything.
Well, 90% of the time, the answer is contact HR department.
Yeah.
If somebody says this, what do? Contact your supervisor in HR.
And truthfully, if you follow that, you'd be in HR every day.
Yes.
And they don't want that either.
No.
Number two, it's funny this topic comes up today because I was watching Big Bang Theory, one of the shows that I really enjoy in syndication.
Love that show.
Sheldon works for a university. He was charged with some allegations of sexual harassment, which he was completely naive to. He didn't understand what he had done. And he was told that he was going to have to take this online course. So the person that he harassed, he made her take the course for him. See, that's not right either. So
it's brilliant, but it's not right.
We need to find some place in the middle. Okay, that's where we need to be. Someplace in the middle. Because right now we're way over here, Ronnie.
Yeah.
And we got to get back to about right here.
Yeah,
I
agree.
I don't know. You know what? I think everybody needs to have a little bit thicker skin. And at the same time, I also think people can be a little more courteous to others' feelings.
Yes.
But, I mean, somewhere we got to draw the line. You know, sometimes we just say things that are naive.
Yeah.
and to think that you could be branded for years to come, because once it gets to HR, that may prohibit you from getting your next job, and then where are you?
Yeah.
So I don't know. We got to find some kind of middle ground.
It's got to be that sweet spot is right there somewhere. We just haven't found it yet.
Yeah. Hey, so if you have an example of something like that, we'd like to hear from you without naming any names or companies or anything. You can tell us the story in the comments below our video here in the little description area that you see. And if you'd like the show, please give it a thumbs up. We appreciate it. This show is Men Are So Smart. Just to explain, this is not about men are smarter than women. This is more tongue-in-cheek. It's our opinions on stories that are in the news, either in the front page or on the back page.
Yep.
We just like to bring them to you. It's kind of like the opposite of what you get when you watch news programs nowadays.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a little too much, and we think you deserve a little breather from that, and that's why we do this. So if you'd like the show, we'd love to have you subscribe. A little button is about to come up over my shoulder, and when you see it, if you click there, you can subscribe to our show, and you'll be notified when our show comes out each day, which is 3 o'clock in the afternoon Pacific time. You'll find us on our Facebook page. We post it there, and it's also on Twitter.
Yep.
All right. Thank you to our sponsors for making all of this possible. Trico Welding Supplies, we sure appreciate you. Also the same to Capital Mobile Brake. All you do for the show, we appreciate that as well.
Thank you.
For Corvette Ronnie, I'm Lou Gallagher. This has been another edition of Men Are So Smart.
Bye-bye.
Later.